Mikel, that was an incredible challenge put in front of you today. How pleased are you that you overcame it as you did?
Incredible. What the boys did again. It just was about the character, about the personality of the team. It was about the courage, it was the intelligence to play the game that we want to play. It was exceptional.
It was a big moment when Myles Lewis-Skelly was sent off. What was your view of that?
I think it's that clear that I'll leave it to you guys. I'm absolutely fuming, but I leave it with you because it's that obvious that I don't think my words are going to help.
Have you had an explanation from the match officials? And will you be appealing the decision?
That's for the club to decide what is the best decision. I think it's that obvious that maybe we don't even need to.
He's a young player who's been really important for you as well. He's obviously quite upset. How is he now?
Yeah, well, he's really happy now that with the action.
It was just before half-time, so obviously you had to change things during the interval. What tactics and strategy did you come out with?
I was very clear what we have to do. Something very different is to be able to do it with the quality and how consistently we do throughout the second half. So I'm so thrilled about the team, how it competes in any context.
You had some big chances before that moment as well. How difficult is it to keep on the front foot with only 10 men?
We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. This team has got the spirit and the will to fight against anything, and they show that again today.
It was a great goal from Ricardo. He's got that in his locker, hasn't he?
He's got these magic moments that he can produce. He was needed. He's been out for a few weeks. He come back and he really helped the team.
As always, with teams challenging at the top, you've been questioned about whether or not you can sustain the challenge. But that must do an awful lot for the players in terms of their confidence and belief.
Yeah, because obviously a lot of things happened. Today some more things happened. Yesterday we lost Mikel, we lost Martin this morning, and we're still going. So that's what I love about the team.
By the way, Man City living very, very dangerously at the moment. It should, in truth, be 2-0 to Chelsea, but it remains 1-0. Madueke's opening goal inside the first 3 minutes. Mike, just want to pick up quickly before we move on what Mikel Arteta said there. He said he was fuming, said his words wouldn't help, so he's kind of reined himself in from saying anything too much on the Skelly red card. But in terms of an appeal, do they have some real grounds for an appeal?
I think they've got grounds of appeal. It's just where when the panel sits and review it, ex-managers, ex-players, which way will they go? And I would think if they appeal, the way managers and players look at it, none of the players will think it's a red card, so I think they may well win the appeal. But I can understand him not saying a lot because they won the game anyway.
Yeah.
If he loses 1-0, then he might not be as calm as what he is.
And Tim, you were watching the game between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Arsenal. I mean, listen, Arsenal would have expected Liverpool to win it, of course. They knew what they had to do at Molineux today. They got the job done in the end. And when it's at this stage of the season, when the gap's what it has been to Liverpool, it's just Chelsea. What on earth are you doing? It's a great start for Chelsea,
What's the centre-half doing?
Hey,
don't worry about me.
Talk us through it.
The new centre-half has had an absolute nightmare. Ball's gone up with Jackson. Jackson's gone up with a centre-half. And he's bounced back. He's come to Kushanoff and he's gone to head it ball back to the keeper. It's never getting there in a million years. Jackson's going through. I think he's shot. He's miskicked it. It's fallen to Madueke, who's come in. He's tapped it in. 2 minutes gone.
No, he's not. He's seen Madueke.
Do you reckon he's seen him?
Watch it. He has seen it. Yeah, it's a mistake.
What did you just call him? Was that Madueke?
Madueke. He meant to say Madueke.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant, Jackson.
So Chelsea hit the front early on in the Saturday night football, and for Kushanoff, he's arrived in from Lens.
He's headed the medicine ball. He's headed the medicine ball.
He's headed a medicine ball. Welcome to the Premier League. Welcome to the Premier League. And Chelsea hit the front first. Remember, the champions went to Stamford Bridge for the first game of the season and won by 2-0. But it's Chelsea in front, and it's Madueke with the opening goal on 3 minutes. Let's try again to go back to Tim Sherwood and talk about the win for Arsenal. I was mentioning it's just a case when Liverpool have this kind of lead, just get the job done, get the win.
Yeah.
It was lively.
I think so. It was a very even game, though. But I just think Arsenal, they missed the best chances. Kai Havertz missed a few very, very good chances. One, which is a glaring miss from the centre of the box, all with his head. Sarr sometimes made a few decent saves. It was a tough afternoon for Arsenal because it got made very difficult. Lewis-Skelly got sent off after 43 minutes. I mean, a cool trip on Doughty, who was breaking from the 18-yard box via Arsenal corner. Arsenal corner. They break. Doughty on the edge of the box gets one touch, and then Lewis-Skelly just comes across and he trips that Michael Oliver's made the right call, but he's 70 yards from goal. I think it's an incredibly poor decision, in my opinion.
Mike, just want to... This is what the Premier League Match Centre said on the decision before we get your take on it. They said the referee's call of red card for Lewis-Skelly was checked and confirmed by VAR. We knew that, who deemed his challenge to have been serious foul play. Do you concur?
No, I mean, I said it real time. I thought it was harsh. Then I've seen the still. I can see when you see the still he's causing, but I just think there's not a lot of force in it. I think it's more of a glancing blow coming down. For me, yellow card would have been sufficient. I think the VAR could have got involved. I think what they're probably saying is referee's call is probably right on the limit to ref's call, I think. But I think it's a harsh one, I do. Really do think it's harsh.
Maybe discussing that in full next week when we've got the pictures?
Maybe, yeah.
Chance?
Yeah, I think so. I might chuck it in, yeah.
Just a quick transfer line to bring you from Manchester United, and that is that in the last few months it's been confirmed that Anthony, and we'd be surprised he's heading out, has joined Real Betis on loan for the rest of the season. It is subject to international clearance, but Anthony heading to Real Betis on loan for the rest of the season. I mean, listen, Tim, coming back to Arsenal's win, we discussed that red card, and the one that came for João Gomez that really levelled things up. Did that change the game for you? Once it was parity and...
Yeah, tendency, Wolves, yeah, certainly was, with a man advantage. Gomez has already been booked in the first half and he decides on the edge of the box he was attacking. He comes late into a challenge and there's always a chance you're going to miss the ball and you just go over the top of it. It was a second yellow card. It was a correct decision from Michael Oliver. And then the tide turned and it was just Arsenal, and you just felt the belief from Wolves just went, you know, and you just felt Arsenal would score. And eventually he scored a very good goal from Calafiori. Cross comes into the box. It was a poor header out. Hits it with his left foot into the bottom left-hand corner. And then there on in, I just think Arsenal were very good. They managed the game. They controlled everything about it.
We will hear from Mikel Arteta on that red card in just a moment. By the way, the new signing, Kushnerov, we talked on debut at the moment. Chelsea still leading by 8-0. Merce, I just want to drag you away from watching Chelsea away to Man City just for a moment. Just quickly on your old team, Arsenal. If it had been anything other than a win today, the gap's then 8 points with Liverpool winning at Anfield. In terms of Arsenal's title tilt, would have been game over? Hadn't got the win there.
A massive football result, massive football. But going down to 10 men, Liverpool winning easily at half-time. You know, you have to come out and dig in, and fair play to them. That is a massive, massive football result. They just got to keep on hanging in there. You know, next week, obviously, they've got Man City, and at the moment, Man City are not playing great. Probably got the hardest game next week out of the two of them, where probably 8 weeks ago you're looking at it and thinking Arsenal by far got the hardest game. So, yeah, it swings around about, but that was a massive result. They've got to stay in there. They've got to stay in the title race, hang in there. If they can hang in there till March and they're 6 points behind and Saka comes back, it's game on.
Yeah. Well, they got the job done today, and I imagine they'll have plenty to say about that Skelly red card. Let's hear now.
Lewis-Skelly, 18-year-old, sent off on his 6th Premier League start. We think in very harsh circumstances?
Yeah, very harsh. He just tried to be clever, tactical foul, and he ended up on the wrong side of it.
Are you happy with the red here, Claude, are you?
I think red is difficult. For me, I will put yellow card because it's okay. It's good fault for Arsenal, but I think from there the guy can go score goals. It's impossible.
I don't think there's any debate about the second yellow for Gomez, is there, Michael?
No, not at all. No, I mean, it's definitely a yellow. I suppose the question is it high? Has it got a lot of force in it? Could it be a straight red? But in terms of whether it's a yellow, no, that's 100% at least a yellow, so there's no complaints there.
In less than 4.5 minutes, having played 10v10, Calafiori did this.
This is top class. What a finish. I talk about how difficult the Mo Salah finish was. This is even more difficult. On your left foot, bouncing like that. I mean, the goalkeeper skims his glove just on and then hits the post and goes in. I mean, he had no room whatsoever. And a bouncing ball, keeping it down. Real hard skill. Brilliant finish.
That is an Arsenal goal for the 8th time from a defender this season, more than any other team. He's only scored 2 for Arsenal. They've both been big goals. And here he is, Ricardo Calafiori.
Ricardo, an incredibly tough afternoon, down to 10 men for most of the match. How important was it to get a win after all that?
Yeah, I think it's so important, as you can imagine, and for sure we want to win also the next one.
It was an incredible goal from yourself, a really difficult technique. Did you know straight away what you were going to do?
Yeah, of course. As I said to my teammates, I was laughing with them because I can only score like this, goals like this, so I must focus on the easiest thing, but this one is my job, you know.
You came onto the pitch after Myles Lewis-Skelly was sent off. What was your view of that red card?
From the bench was clearly not a red card, but I saw him at half time. It was so disappointing for the team, but at the end we won, so nothing happened.
Absolutely, some introduction. And we talked about title races before, Claude. Arsenal had to do the job today, and they've dug one out from somewhere. How important a golden win could that be, do you think?
Yeah, it'll be a difficult game from them, and we see Liverpool is starting going, and Arsenal, have chose for winning today, and.
Points clear this evening with the game in hand, and things could get worse for Arsenal because they're going to play this entire second half with 10 men after a controversial red card. Damien, in your opinion?
No, I don't think so. I think it crosses the threshold for what's required for a red card. He's trying to stop a counter-attack, and there's many ways you can do that. You can ankle tap him, you can pull his jersey, but for some reason he goes high and he goes stud showing, and he goes with force, and his top four studs catch Matt Doherty's ankle. Now, if Matt Doherty's ankle is planted and the angles are right, that's a seriously dangerous tackle. The intent was there. It was deliberate. It wasn't as if the ball counter-attack. He's just got it horrifically wrong. And I think the referee has got that one correct. We'll see it from not quite this angle, but the next one. Matt Doherty could do his ankle ligaments there and be out for 8 weeks. This is the one.
It doesn't look too bad in a lot of
That's high there. I mean, his top four studs get him on the calf there. It's deliberate. If the ball was there and he's a fraction late, I'd give him a get out of jail card. But I'm sorry, he's trying to stop a counter-attack. There's many ways he can do that.
You thought he could be in trouble straight away, to be honest. You got there ahead of me, I must be honest.
Yeah.
But having watched it a lot of times, you think that is a red card?
It is a difficult one. The only thing I would say in Lewis-Skelly's defence is if Michael Oliver gives him a yellow card, I think there's not too many complaints from both sides. A counter-attack, which is fine. But I think it's just that last moment. I think he hit his shin initially, and then he sort of puts his foot down on top of his foot. Now, if he gives a yellow card there, I don't think VAR would say, Michael, take a look at this, you've got this wrong. So I do feel a bit for Lewis-Skelly, but at the same time, there is a little bit, as Damien rightly says, he could have injured Matt Doherty as well.
Stopping a counter-attack isn't really relevant one way or the other. It's not a professional foul. It's not one of those ones like we saw earlier on this season. It's whether or not he endangers the safety of the opponent or uses excessive force, and you feel he does.
Yeah, I think he does, because Matt Doherty's right foot is planted, and the top four studs in his boot get his calf first, and then it comes down. So there's a good chance there that force could roll his ankle. I think the referee's got that one correct. It's harsh. I get why people are arguing. I know Arsenal will be out with the violin saying that the world is against them.
Well, I'm sure they will be. This is not the first time, and they've got a lot this. Michael Oliver sent off.
He's trying to top out the ball when he just catches it. I get it. It's unfortunate. The ball was gone. You stop him a counter attack. It's deliberate. Studs are showing. It's high. There's excessive force. It ticks every box for me.
You sound like we're going to give it another look here. You don't sound like it ticks every box, Shay. No.
I don't think it's not like he's out of control, and I don't know. He's a young player, and he's clearly obviously. Arteta's probably coached them as well and said, make sure if they're breaking, because this is their best chance with the pace on the counter-attack.
That doesn't come into it either, though, doesn't it? His age, it being a counter-attack, it's just whether or not...
No, I don't. But then again, I think it is... might be a bit harsh, but you got Michael Oliver, one of the best referees in the Premier League, who's right next to it. We're sitting in a studio. He's right next to it. He might have not felt the force, but sort of been close to the action. And he was very quick with the red card as well, straight into the pocket, and he made the decision.
If you want to stop a counter-attack, he's close enough that he could put his arm around him, pull his waist, grab his shirt. He could tap his left ankle, and you'd be quick enough to do that, because as he's going by, you can ankle tap him with your left foot. So he goes high and he goes stud showing, and the first contact is up the calf, and that could have done Matt Doherty some serious damage. So I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but I think that does cross the threshold.
I just feel they've got a few this season. Those earlier ones.
Oh yeah, but you can't do that and say, well, they got done early in the season. Let's leave them off this one. The Declan Rice one I felt was hard.